Rant.
Rant, right? I was going to say something much worse, but okay, let's stop at rant, okay? Now this guy goes on, he calls it Modi's war. I was shocked that he called it Modi's war. Ambassador Vora, this question is for you. Now here's something that we have at hand. The US has spent about roughly $131 billion on Ukraine's war. They egged on Ukraine to start the war. They wanted Ukraine to bomb Russia. They wanted Ukraine to go to war. We all know that. Now, they're the ones who have given Patriot missile batteries, NASAM systems, over 3,000 missiles, 200 plus 155 millimeter howitzers, 3 million rounds, 40 plus HIMARS, 10,000 javelins, 10,000 Tau missiles, 31 Abrams tanks, 300 Bradley fighting vehicles, 1,300 armored personnel carriers, 5,000 Humvees, 20 Mi-17 choppers. They want jets to go. And this man called Navarro says it's Modi's war. What is he smoking, Ambassador Vora?
Malana cream.
Well, thank you very much.
Right.
Always a pleasure to be with you on your channel and to have so many other distinguished people. I've just returned a little while ago from the most beautiful part of the world called Leh in Ladakh, where I was privileged to sit with His Holiness the Dalai Lama. And by the way, the people around him and the senior monks are very interested in what's going on between India and the United States. Now, as far as Mr. Bizarro is, not Bizarro, what is the fellow's
Navarro.
name? That's right. So as far as Mr. Navarro, whatever his name is, so which prime minister, which leader of a government actually went both to Moscow and to Kiev to ask their leaders, now shut up and stop fighting, saying this is not an era of war, this is an era of peace. You recall? I think the person who went there and spoke to both of them was a person called Narendra Bhai Damodar Das Modi. Mr. Navarro has obviously never, Mr. Bizarro has obviously never heard of him. So we were the ones, the only country, which said, guys, stop fighting, start talking. And then he says that it's Modi's war. Well, thank you very much. If it is, and the road for peace passes through New Delhi, I'll be jumping up and down. I'll be doing the triangle dance. I mean, then I control the world. Thank you very much, Mr. Navarro. He's not just smoking something, he's drinking and eating and doing all kinds of things. He's given me a massive compliment that I thought Trump was going to stop the war in 24 hours. Now I can do it. Thank you very much. So, sir, we all know that this is arrant nonsense. But at the same time, I don't think they have the courage to tell the president, we call this the echo chamber, that, Mr. President, what you're doing is harming America's interest. I don't think anybody is telling him that. Nor will he listen, even if they did, because they had earlier agreed to a trade deal with India, then they cancelled it and so on. So my own feeling, sir, is this is only the beginning. The party is just starting. They're going to try and get tough. They're going to see if we will bend. One is Trump's personal thing that Prime Minister Modi didn't come to Washington when I invited him, when we were all returning from Canada. The other thing is he hasn't called me like all the other big fellows have come to me on bent knees and said, Uncle Donald, please forgive us. You know, there's a personal element. And then, of course, he knows that India is big. And if Russia, India and China, politically, we don't trust the Chinese, neither do the Russians. They come together economically, we have major power block. Now, sir, I'll conclude simply by saying that people tell me that the Americans, the present administration, have double standards. No, I don't think so. They have triple standards. One for the poor Europeans who succumb to everything that Donald Trump says. They may deny it. The second is for the rest of the world. And the third is for the Americans themselves who are being had. That's an American expression. They're being told that he's going to make America great again. He's probably going to make America alone again. But he won't listen, sir. So we're in for some interesting times. And I, as a diplomat, will be watching very carefully. My visa to the U.S., I don't know what they'll do to it. But certainly looking forward to visiting my grandkids later in the year. Nevertheless, I rest my case.
Yeah, Ambassador, Trump is anyway there for another 3 years. 3.5 years, he would anyway become lame duck by 2.5 years, but we don't know. Greg Swenson with us now, media commentator, geopolitics and economics. Greg, just some basic economics before I give you the floor. The charge against India is that we are making money and we are financing the war of President Putin by giving him the money. Now look at the numbers. In 2023, India exported petroleum products worth $97 billion In 2024, the figure came down to $85 billion. So the amount of money and majority of the exports of petroleum products from India are to Africa, African countries. Greg, please tell us, the math does not add up. The geopolitics does not add up. Can you see, or can't you see, the kind of very motivated, dishonest campaign that the Trump administration has launched against India?
Well, I don't agree that it's dishonest. I think the numbers don't lie. And you brought up, there's a couple of things you can look at, one of which the Treasury Secretary mentioned yesterday, that it's one thing for China to go from importing 13% of their oil from Russia, and they've increased that slightly to 16%, whereas India's gone from 1% to 42% of their supply. So I think that's, it's the delta, it's the change that's probably annoying to President Trump and others in the administration. So, there's other places to buy oil, that's for sure. The U.S. is the biggest oil producer in the world, or energy producer overall in the world. So, we would like to be trading more with our allies, not less. There is a restructuring of the trade system. There's